All right, guys, how's it going? It's the Eastbayanglers out here. Today we're talking all about the heat. You know, fishing in the heat, mainly fighting the heat, dealing with heat in general. So the conditions, you know, we're talking 90, 95, 100, 105, 110. I've personally fished in an aluminum boat rental a week straight during a heat wave, and that was in the Central Valley, California. I actually was out there in 114 degrees one day with my brother. Shouldn't have probably been out there, but I've fished in the heat, and I'll tell you guys, you know, dealing with the heat, you're having as much trouble. The fish are having as much trouble as you are dealing with a lot of that heat sometimes. So let's talk about what you can do to kind of take the fatigue of that heat away. Some things you can do that just generally are going to make your experience throughout the day just a bit better, just a bit more fun. And in general, even if it's not necessarily, well, it's more fun because you're going to be going through less pains, you know, less little, less issues, little pains that are going to really irritate you and potentially, you know, change your attitude for the day. All right, so here's the deal. You know, you go out there and you're wearing jeans. It's not the right thing. You know, you want to go out there and do your best to wear some kind of performance clothing, generally like shorts. You wear like, you know, board shorts, very much, I'm pretty sure like a mostly 90% polyester type material, thin, and it's going to go ahead and moisture wick. It's going to breathe. It's going to not, you know, have you sweat as much. It's going to keep you cooler, and it's going to be a lot more comfortable. Now, there's also, you know, heat rashes, you know, and a lot of different other sores that can develop. So, you know, whether it be a boil, whether it be some kind of a rash, these things are quite common, especially if you're really active in the heat, in the wherever you're at. If you're really active, you know, these things are pretty common. You're gonna come across like just sores on your foot and aches and pains in your, you know, feet in general, maybe your ankle, whatever. So here's the deal, guys. One of the things I like to do when I'm fishing in extreme heat conditions is I like to try to, you know, take showers as much as I can. If I'm not nearby, it's got to be a couple days before I take a shower or something like that, and I'm doing something somewhere. It might be better to just constantly change your clothes, bring a towel, face cloth, things that you can clean up with. Always have fresh water, extra fresh water wherever you go. Keep, you know, lots of, I'm trying to think of what it's called. Basically, it's like a reflector thing that you put on your vehicle. Kind of takes a lot of the heat off of the inside. But, you know, I'm really a big fan of, you know, trying to freeze my water bottles the night before and take them out. That's going to act, you know, if you take a bunch of those, that's going to act as like ice throughout the day. Okay, so it's going to keep everything cold if you have like an ice chest. At the same time, it will eventually melt, you know, a lot faster than you'd think. I do that, and that really allows me to kind of, you know, keep my sandwich or whatever I might have that I need to keep cool. I can put that in the you know, ice box, and it really works well. So another thing that I do is I really like to dip, while getting in the water, waiting, but, basically, dipping, your hat, or, throwing some water on yourself is always good. Dipping your hat in the water and pouring a bunch of cool water. It depends on what kind of water you might have. If you got clean water, it's all good. If you don't, don't want to put it on your face or want, cool off. But these are some of the things you can do, performance t-shirts, performance neck gaiters, scarf type things go over you. They really do help, and then at the same time, making sure you go with basically make sure you go with a very light, like baseball hat style, hat. Don't go with like those big brim type new era and fit, all that stuff. You don't want none of that, because that's it's just going to keep you, you want to be cooler, so you want something that's more like trucker mesh HUK hat, or a trucker mesh hat by Tackle Warehouse or something like that. I know you guys know that place. So stuff like that, just basic hats. You don't need, there's some other hats I have that, a lot of these other hats that are on the, market, they're thicker, and they're going to keep you warmer, which is not what you want in this situation. You also want to consider material, always consider material, because like we're talking about rashes in the heat, we're talking about all these different sores, and a lot of this happens because, you're not using the right material. And even if you are using the right material, if you're going to spend long hours out there day after day, you cannot, even with all the things you might do, maybe you put cream on, maybe you rub your, I don't know, whatever, put some Bengay on there's all these different things you can do, but to each their own. And fishing in the heat, make sure you, like I said, freeze those water bottles overnight. Hydration out there is going to be key. And if you aren't hydrated, you're already fatigued, and then after a while, that sun beating down on you will suck the energy all out of you, and you will come back drained as can be. But it's a lot of fun fishing in the sun and in heat waves and stuff like that. The fish can be, great. The bite can be great for, certain species, bass, catfish, panfish, stuff like that. But in general, I recommend that, you kind of try to use some sense and make a very, what's the word? Make some good choices as far as, what you're going to expose yourself to. There's some things that you look back, hindsight, look back what you did, like myself, or, just probably wasn't a good idea to fish in some of the heat that I have. There is a point where your health is more important and you really don't know what can happen. So stay tuned, and I hope this helps you guys when you're out there on the water and you're trying to figure out what are some things I can do to make this more bearable, the heat that is. But also catching fish helps. Stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching.